Hi, Maria here. Welcome to my channel. Today I'm excited to share with you the fragrances that I wore kind of in the past couple of weeks. So I'm just going to share a few of them, kind of the highlight ones with you, because I haven't done one of these for a couple of weeks and I'm really excited. Now, before I get started, if you haven't subscribed, just go ahead and hit that button. It would be wonderful to have you part of the Weird and Wonderful family because we are an amazing bunch and you need to be a part of it. So without further ado, let's get into this. Now, the first fragrance that I want to share with you is Jasmine Wisp by RASASI. Now, this one, recently I did a little short with this one kind of in the mix, and some people just really think that this one is horrible. And I get it. Like, this is definitely not a mass appealing fragrance. The one woman said that her husband said, "Who sprayed the glass cleaner?" So it comes across different for different people. For me, it's just it's a passion fruit bomb. It's very bombastic. It's cheery, it's energetic, it's vivacious. It's definitely in your face. And what I've said about this one in the past is that it reminds me of Fran Drescher. Can be annoying, really loud, boisterous. And yeah, for some people that find it annoying, it's super, super duper annoying. But I happen to love it. Now, this fragrance, yeah, the main star of the show to me is the passion fruit. There's lots of other notes in here. I think there's peach, there's coconut, there's white florals in there. There's just a ton of stuff. I can see where people would think that this is a bit of a hot mess, but I happen to love it. Now, I wore it the day that I traveled to Vancouver and put it on at like 7 or 8 in the morning. I was going through the airport at about 6 o'clock. So 11 hours later, I didn't notice it anymore. But when I was checking in and there was a plexiglass thing, the chick that was checking me in said, "Oh, I love your fragrance," and actually wanted to know the name of it. So like, she just thought it smelled amazing. It appeals to some, it absolutely turns off others. But as for me, I love this one. I'm so glad I have it in my collection. Next, I want to share with you a combo that I wore and I absolutely loved it. And it starts with Untamed Perfumes, MEVLANA. This is quite a spicy fragrance. It has rose, but I wouldn't consider it overly floral. It's more about the spices. It has cardamom and pink pepper in the opening. The cardamom in this is a little bit sweeter. It actually makes my mouth water a bit. So a little bit sweeter, not so green. So I love it for that reason, because green cardamom to me comes across masculine. The cardamom in this one I think is just perfect. And then in the middle you have rose and dried fruit. Definitely getting some of that dried fruit. The rose is just kind of a supporting note in my opinion. And then the base has a whole ton of notes. It has cacao, Greek mastic, Mediterranean incense, tonka, tobacco, Turkish coffee, powdered vanilla sugar, mahogany wood, and sandalwood. What I get from this is kind of like I definitely get the mastic. Now, when I was in Vancouver, Sunyata let me actually taste mastic. So mastic comes from this specific island in the Greek islands, and they make this certain resin from one of the trees there called mastic. Now, mastic you can put in cooking. It's slightly resinous. You can chew it. It's got kind of a balsamic quality to it. And then I think there was sugar on it. So it was a little bit it's not as like camphorous as something like eucalyptus or anything like that, but there's a bit of a balsamic quality to it. It's really rich and definitely can smell it in here. It's a little bit sharp, but then it's paired with all these sweet things like the powdered sugar, the coffee. It smells deep, dark, seductive, kind of old world. Like, I feel like I'm being transported a little bit. I just think it's gorgeous and it makes my mouth water, and it's one scent that I for sure crave. But I thought, being it has cacao and coffee in it, and I was kind of craving a little bit of sweetness, I put it with We Plus by Kais. So that was just kind of amping up the chocolate. This one has chocolate, marshmallow, graham wafer, coffee. So the combination of the two, it just kind of gave me a little bit more. It tempered the mastic in this and gave me a little bit of a sweeter, more lighthearted version. So I like them both on their own, but together they were really fun to wear. So MEVLANA and We Plus. Next fragrance that I wore, and I wore this to bed a lot recently, is Princess by Kilian. Now this fragrance, it's so sweet and cozy and girly. I just kissed it. It's got matcha tea, and I definitely get kind of that powdery matcha feel. And then there's marshmallow in this, I believe. I think there's some peach, there's some ginger. So it's just kind of this sweet, slightly, like ever so slightly spicy, kind of almost fluffy feeling fragrance. There's a powdery quality to this, definitely, but there's also a depth because of things like the ginger and some peach, that kind of thing. So I just really like this one. To me, it's really comforting and cozy. The other thing about this one is, although if I wear it during the day, I kind of don't notice it anymore. When I put it on at night, I wake up in the morning and my skin just smells really sweet and luscious. So I love it for that reason. So love Kilian Princess. Now the other fragrance, I'm pretty much out of it. I just have this little sample. So I only wore it the one time, but it's Absolutio by Navitus Parfums. By now, you know, this is like my favorite fragrance of all time. Like, I just love it. I cannot help it. Even though, like, I feel like it's kind of a little bit of a knockoff of Baccarat Rouge. But what I love about it, there's a little bit of almost a tart sweet quality in this that I don't notice in Baccarat. And then it's got some spices in there. So it feels Christmassy somehow. I think it's a perfect fall and winter fragrance. It lasts forever on my skin, and I usually get a compliment when I wear Absolutio by Navitus. So really, really enjoy wearing this one. Next, and this is one I am literally having a hard time putting down lately. It's Angel Muse by Mugler. Now this one took me a long time to get used to because for whatever reason, the patchouli for me registered dirty. Lately, I think I'm just in love with patchouli of all kinds because I'm really, really, really loving patchouli heavy fragrances lately. But anyway, before I just got patchouli and grapefruit primarily, and I'm like, everyone's talking about how this is such a sexy, amazing fragrance and how, you know, you put it on and you just smell like Nutella. And I'm like, what Nutella? I can't smell the Nutella. But lately, I'm definitely getting more of that hazelnut chocolate spread in this. I think this is uber sexy, but at the same time, I find it really grounding. So, you know, this is a scent that I actually like wearing for comfort. So I find that it's kind of comforting somehow. So really, really enjoy wearing this. I actually enjoy wearing it to bed. It's a powerhouse. It'll last you like 12 hours. And I just love it. Now, that said, my mom, when she smelt this, she thought it smelled like a dirty old man because of the patchouli. It's super strong. So again, a polarizing fragrance. Actually, when I think about it, like a lot of these fragrances could potentially be polarizing, but I'm just in love with them all. Like, I seriously hardcore love that. Now, the last fragrance that I want to tell you about is ELIE SAAB Le Parfum Royal. Now, why I decided to pull this out is because honestly, I haven't been wearing it very much, and it's one that I absolutely love. So for whatever reason, this one kind of reminds me of Delina. It's got a tart rose, so I think that the orange is kind of registering as the tartness, just like the rhubarb would be. The rose is sweet, slightly jammy. It's quite a lot of patchouli in this one. There's vanilla, sandalwood, and amber in the base. There's neroli. I'm not getting any neroli. I just think it's gorgeous. And whenever I wear this, it just feels like a regal fragrance. But I'm not talking like a demure regal. I'm talking about hair whipping in the wind, and she's got her sword drawn and she's ready to take on whatever kingdom is challenging her. That is this fragrance in a nutshell. I feel like a powerful woman when I wear it. It's a weapon. It hurt me. I feel like a powerful woman when I wear this, And I just think it smells absolutely delectable. This one as well is super long lasting. If I put it on, I can smell it all day on myself. It projects amazing. This is one I haven't been complimented on though. I don't think I've ever been complimented on this one, but I don't care because I love it. But for whatever reason, I don't grab it that often, but I consider it kind of an easy reach. So go figure. Anyway, ELIE SAAB Le Parfum Royal, definitely beautiful. If you've checked out the ELIE SAAB fragrances, weigh in, tell me which one you like the best. For me, this would be my number one. I really love Le Parfum. I love In White, but this definitely takes first prize for me. The standouts for sure are MEVLANA and WE+. Loved that combo. Love this one on its own too. But it's definitely different, but I find I just crave it. I think about it. It's one of those scents that I just find so intriguing that I just can't stop sniffing. So love that one. And then of course it has to be JASMINE WISP because I got a compliment from that. So yay. And yeah, you are obnoxious and I love you. Anyway, that is it. I hope you have an amazing week and we'll talk to you soon.